Hi everyone, it's Blake with FicheBait. In this video, we're going to walk through how we can integrate Google Maps with the Laserfiche Web Client and Laserfiche Mobile Server. This ability allows you to search for documents based on location or addresses within those products. We'll also walk through where you can go and get your API keys within the Google Developer Platform. Let's get started. To start, we'll go out to developers.google.com and we'll go to the Google Maps platform. From there, if we go into the Maps JavaScript API and we scroll down in the documentation here, you can see that there's a link to go to the credentials page. I'm already logged into my Google account, but when you click on this, if you're not logged in, it would then prompt you to authenticate before continuing. So once I log in, we can actually see my list of projects that I have. I've created a project for Laserfiche Forms, and I went ahead and already created one for the Laserfiche Web Client as well. This is just to separate out how you're going to use these keys. If you want to create a project, up in the top right, you can click Create Project, and you can walk through that. I'll go ahead and select my Laserfiche Web Client project. Once we're here, we can see a list of all of my API keys, client IDs, service accounts, and so on. I've already created a Maps API key. We can see that listed here. But if we wanted to create a new one, we can simply come up here to the top and click on Create Credentials, and we would select API key. In the background, what will happen is Google is creating my API key. It gives that to me here. I can then copy that and paste it into my application. I'm just gonna go ahead and click Close. And you can see I now have two API keys. Later on, if you wanted to log back in to the Google Developer Platform, you can click on Show Key and you could retrieve it again if for some reason you've lost it. So from there, we can go ahead and go into the Laserfiche Web Client configuration, and we can apply our API key to get that working. Okay, so we will go ahead and pull up the Laserfiche Web Client configuration page. And we're going to switch over to Services. And then within Services, there's a Location Services tab. And here we're going to go ahead and enable our location services. We can see that we can use Google Maps, Esri Maps, and a few other things. I have a API key that I will copy and paste into the configuration for the Maps JavaScript API key and the geocoding API key. I'll then scroll down and click Save. And now in the Laserfiche Web Client, I'll go ahead and create a new blank document. And we can name it, we can apply metadata tags just like we normally would, but you'll notice there's a location tab now. And we can now assign a location for this document. I went ahead and grabbed a couple addresses. So we have 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, DC. That should look familiar to you. And we'll go ahead and paste that in. You can see I can now select the address from Google Maps, and I'll click on Create. Once the document is created, if I select it and go to the Details tab on the right-hand side, I can see there's now a location set. I can show the map. It gives me a nice Google Maps view there. And now I can also search on that location. So if I go to Search Filters, I'm going to add a filter, and you can see there's a location filter that I can select. So in the left-hand side of the search filters, you can now see my location. I can select within X amount of miles of a certain address. Again, I have another address that I went ahead and grabbed, so we will pull that up. And I'm going to say within 3 miles of this address in Washington, D.C. And if I click search, it goes out. It found that document, was the only document in the search results, so it went ahead and pulled it up. And just to show you that it's the same document, if I go to details, you can see the location down there listed as well. So the location services within Laserfiche can be extremely helpful if you need to tag different entries or documents based on a location that you can then search on and pull those documents back. I like to think of different services that can be provided for different addresses, maintenance, things of that nature. Makes it really easy to find and pull back everything that may have been done at a specific address by being able to use that. I hope you've liked the video. If you have, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, keep fishing.